Hi, Ryan.
I was muted for a second. Sorry.
He
Hi.
muted himself. I love it.
That's why you guys couldn't tell because I can mute myself this way
Yes.
or
On the mic.
on the mic itself.
Got it. Hey, Sassy Nay. Hello,
Forgot
hello.
about that.
Okay, so
What's up, Sassy?
first and foremost,
Okay,
I think the most important right now is how many layers of t-shirts are you wearing?
I'm wearing 4 flipping shirts right now because I'm cold.
Let's see. You need to stand up. We need to see what your shirt says.
All
So
right.
good night. Oh, night,
Get
Troy.
about the mic.
Hi, Is it Pushkar? Hello, Pushkar. I'm just one big freaking ray of sunshine. Look at the sun. Look at the face. Okay.
All right.
So
I got a long sleeve on and 3 regular shirts on.
Christy, how are you doing, girl? So wait, hold up, Ryan. How come you don't just wear a jacket and you got to wear like layers and layers of thin shirts?
That's why you see me wearing the same thing every night.
Dude,
usually I wear that.
Shirts? Do you know why he's wearing 4 shirts? Because he's styling. Apparently, Ryan's onto some fashion style that we just haven't caught up yet. He's gonna be hitting the runway, okay?
Girl, there's a YouTube video that I watch, and he wears like 2 jackets.
Sassy has a great question.
It's like just 1 pair.
Sassy gets brownie points for the best question of today's broadcast. The question really is, how many pairs of pants are you wearing? All right.
That makes me normal down below.
Okay.
Right.
I have a good smile. I finally tested negative. Oh my goodness, Christy.
Oh,
Christy.
Bless your heart.
Thank goodness. Finally. Hopefully this is going to be
awesome news.
the beginning of your recovery. So great news. Very, very good news. Okay, so listen, Ryan, this is what I mean, even though we don't, this is not that kind of a show, sassy. But we need to see the red shirt underneath. So can you please take off your yellow shirt?
It says work hard, play hard underneath. I think that's what it says.
Okay, well, what's under the red shirt?
It's just a something about like thinking. It says something about like thinking, like using.
What's under the gray shirt?
That's my long sleeve, and it's just a plain regular shirt.
Like thermo?
No, it's just a regular long sleeve.
So Ryan, I'm a little bit worried about you.
I'm a little worried too, because I got to talk to my head boss and see what the AG double hockey sticks. I talked about this live last night or whatever, and I think only like 3 people joined, and one of those 3 was having difficulty. So,
okay, so
she's in here now. That's why I can talk.
What's the temperature there? It's not that. I mean, it's cold in California, but it's unusually cold. It usually doesn't get this cold. But right now it is currently 39 degrees.
You're only 9 degrees.
So it's kind of
warmer than I am.
Cold for Cali.
Holy cow!
What about you, Sassy? Here. Is your heater broke? I would be sweating.
Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, the room that I'm in, actually, I have it on right now. I don't know if knocking down my. Can you see that down there?
What are we looking at
here? There you go.
What are we looking at?
That's a portable heater.
Oops. Sorry. I meant to put him as the only person, but then it's a portable floor heater.
It's a portable heater, and the room that I
you're in
use.
I'm right in the middle, Sassy.
All right, sorry about that. Laptop camera instead.
Okay, so Ryan, give us a quick Cliff Notes. Hey, Debeth. Hello. Give us a quick Cliff Notes version of what happened.
Okay, so we were having good amounts of snow. Nothing compared to what's happened like way in the northeast of the states, but good enough where it was making my job quite difficult, like almost severely difficult, like almost to the point where it was almost impossible to do my job. last night at work. And I asked if we could get our plow trucks. And normally that's not an issue. I've never had issues where we can call and not only years past, but our last so-called snowstorm, which is actually, it's kind of weird because this one was kind of a little bit more significant, but on a different level than our most recent snowstorm besides this. The one that we're having like now that ends like tonight or this morning, I guess. But the supervisor that happened to be there on Sunday said that no, we can't call them. They're going to show up whenever the hell they want, and we can't control that. So continually getting frustrated, but life goes on, and I'm stressed, but I'm dealing with it, whatever. So at the end of the night, I clock out. This is after I clock out, number one. So now I'm on my own time. I'm getting ready because I have like no food at home. So I want to buy like 2 or 3 things to get me through until what's up, Charles? To Wednesday night when I get paid or whatever. And the boss comes up to me. He's just a night manager. He's nothing. He's as far as his authority level, it really doesn't mean anything compared to the authority level to the person I have to talk to tomorrow as far as what happened. But I've never had that problem with him before. Never. He's usually like a cool guy and one of those managers that's laid back where as long as you can get your stuff done or do your job, you're left the hell alone. But then he's one of those where you could joke around with him more so than what you could like other people. And so he starts yelling and screaming at me on the floor in front of customers, which that's technically a termination offense right there. Boom. Written up at the very least. What's up, Raymond? So we'll see how things go because first of all, that was unnecessary. So that made a bad night to live in hell. And I almost dropped out and like, by then, it wasn't like I would be walking out in the middle of a shift and quitting or nothing. I'm not like that, but because I already happened after I clocked out, that's what I wanted to do because I actually had that option at that point where I felt like just walking out and just like not eating dinner that night. That's how upset I was. And at my work, that almost never ever happens. So I'm going to talk to the boss that has successfully gotten our plow trucks, regardless of the reason, regardless of the time, because that's why his name is Gary. That's what Gary was arguing on Sunday. He was saying that they're going to wait until we're closed, and they'll probably end up showing up. He was being a little smart alecky or whatever, using his sarcasm to his benefit, saying, "Oh yeah, they'll probably show up at like at 3:00 in the morning or something." Okay, we're no longer a 24-hour store, but the reason why I mentioned the last snowstorm is I came in, clocked in at 5:00 like I normally do on a weekday. So usually I only do, with major exceptions, usually I do like 4 hours throughout the week, and then I'll do my 8 hours during the weekends because we're a weekend store. And our last snowstorm, I walk into the office to grab a 2-way radio like what we're supposed to wear. And Bonnie, my front end manager, she looks me dead in the eye. She goes, "I'm really stressed." I'm like, "I could tell. Like, you don't even have to tell me. Like, I'm reading your body language and you look like you want to kill somebody. You literally look like I've never seen you like that." And she's kind of chuckles a little bit. And she's like, "Well, I just got off the phone with a plow people and I literally wanted to kill them." Those were her words. She's like, "Yeah, I just cussed them out." I'm like, "You cussing? Like, I've never heard you cuss, but does this mean you're not capable either or whatever?" And so I know it's possible. So I know I'm thinking the funny thing is when I saw the plow guy there, it was this one guy. I'm thinking that he was kind of mad too because the amount of salt that he was putting down more so than what he would normally put down, he looked like he was like in retaliation mode. So I have a couple things I need to learn too, like how this actually works. Because according to Gary, we have no control over this plow company. Our plaza is leased. Everybody in our plaza is leased by a company known as DDR, or Developers Diversified Realty. And technically, they're in charge. And I brought that up. I said, why can't we call DDR? So they have live people 24/7. We can get a hold of them right now in a live person, not just some ding dong chat person on online or something on a company computer. And he's like, they don't even have control over it either. They have thousands and thousands of plow places that they have to do, and they put us on a list, and they'll get to us whenever the hell they freaking feel like it. Alrighty then. So yeah, without the yelling after I clocked out, whatever. And then add to it, being stressed and then all the bullshit that's normally going on or whatever. There was a couple in a pickup truck that literally like cut me off, so I took them to the side and said, "Yeah, you can't do that. Like, I didn't appreciate that. Like, normally I don't say something to people, whatever, and I got a boss right now that doesn't give a shit about nothing right now. So I don't know what his attitude is. So I didn't even call him. So that's the worrisome thing is, you know, not that I went against company policy, but I did a little bit backwards what the company usually likes us to do. They'll handle things like normally they take care of us, but like if there's a problem, let's say you're my coworker, and let's say you and I had a disagreement, and let's say you went to Bonnie, like the manager, and said, "Okay, well, there's an issue with Ryan. I'm a little concerned. Okay, I will talk to Ryan." That's how they solve their problems. They just talk to you. Doesn't always actually solve the problem, and it's not up to me to solve any problem. But you come 5 or 7 feet from getting me killed, I'm gonna talk to you. I don't give a damn who the hell likes it or not. Because I told him, I said, I'm gonna be very nice and very respectful to you, but I'm in a mood that I could have called the authorities and had them deal with you. And just you guys could talk and nobody's gonna get in trouble even if you were to talk to him. Because I told him, I said, I almost did that. I almost wrote you play down and just called them and had them deal with you and see what's going on, and nobody gets a ticket, nobody gets whatever, in trouble, and life goes on or whatever, and you know, everybody's happy. But so I've been trying to relax all day and just so I slept in until like 3, and then just kind of relaxing and then came on Haps for a little bit. That's about it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. So I'm sure I'm
Well,
okay, but just it rubbed me the wrong way to the point where you know, like if I do something wrong, yell at me. I'll handle it, and I usually take it pretty on well. But he had the wrong intentions because he was thinking that I was mad at Gary, or Gary thought that I was mad at him. So that's why I was getting yelled at last night. I'm like, dude, that's beside the point. And to sit there and I can't even explain that to you, then you're on your own. And then I have the front end coordinator. He's like, Gary, calm down. You need to calm down. Which is kind of dangerous because I ain't gonna threaten nobody, but you know that's my military training. He stayed 10, 12 something feet away from me. But if you can come down my close, I don't care who you are, but I'm gonna drop you because then I feel really threatened. So we got close, but yeah, good thing that didn't happen because I probably wouldn't have a job after that. But
yeah, it did. tricky situation.
Yeah, because at
And
that point, I don't think, I just do. I just resort to training at that point. So good thing that he was at least smart to, have distance or whatever. But yeah, that was no, no. You don't treat your employees that way. I don't care who you are. You know, so that's how I am right now. Just kind of.
so it's been stressful. It's been weighted on you. You just kind of, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah, yeah.
just.
That's my flaw right now. I just won't let it go to the point where like
Well,
I'm
I don't think
calm
it.
right now, but I'm just it's staying inside that I can't get it out until I talk to Michelle and Bonnie. I'm like,
Right.
look,
It needs to
I
have a
think he's in the
resolve.
wrong, and maybe he's just having a bad day too, and then he just kind of lost it because basically we're, not that I'm blaming on COVID, but we're all to that point where we have that one little thread. A lot of us don't know what that thread that we're hanging by.
Right.
And somebody cut that thread last night with Gary. I hope
Well,
so. I think so.
yeah. I think a lot. I think. Why does your comment keep getting viewed? It says this user has been muted by a moderator, and this comment is only viewable by moderators. Why? What? Blueberry, you must have gotten muted in a previous broadcast because it keeps every time you type something. I'm going to globally unhide it, and I do not understand. Yeah, you were
What?
muted from because I just pulled up your profile. You were muted from a previous broadcast. Sometimes it's
Huh.
better to take a lost and move on. Don't try to win every battle. Yes, but certain things like this, it needs to be addressed with the superiors.
That's part of the frustration because sometimes management and no wrong intentions that they have, but
You see the comment.
they'll seem to do that where something could be a big issue, even if it's before the big, especially if it's before a big issue, before it becomes that. If that makes any sense, or if it really is a big deal, and they'll try to misnomer that. They'll try to downplay that. So that's another topic that, on top of this, that I need to talk to Michelle. It's like, you, I'm sorry, but you kind of need to knock it off too, because it's like can't just sit there and pretend these things don't happen just because it's in the past and we can all forget about it, right?
Right.
I'd love to think that way, but this time it's to the point where that's a no-no. Even if it's my own boss, no, you're not going to talk to me that way. Because I'll sit there and go to her superior if that happens, which
Right.
I seriously doubt that would happen. But I'm not going to play games anymore.
Right. Well,
I don't know how to be mean. That's the scary thing about it. I don't know how to be mean anymore. Either I'm rubbed the wrong way to the point where I'm so nice and I'm walked all over and I'm taking advantage of like what I felt like what happened on Sunday, or I'm the ugliest person to the point where people are literally running from me. And
right.
then they sit there and I can't figure out why because I'm literally scaring you. I'm not a scary guy, but if you could start playing dirty, why should I not play dirty? Because I'm going to solve that problem. I can't. That's one of those problems where you can't go around the cone. You have to hit the cone head on. You
Yeah,
have to fully address it.
it's definitely an issue that needs to be addressed, so that it doesn't happen again uh, to you, and then to have somebody else go through what you went through, and then not have a
I
voice.
won't. Yeah, I won't tolerate it, and that's exactly how I feel. That's exactly. I love how you worded that. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I feel. I don't. I feel like I don't have a voice right now. Somebody else, if they went through the same
Needed to.
situation, it would
Okay.
be cool. Why is it not cool for Ryan?
Right. And I think it's good. And here's the thing: when you go in swinging, it's not gonna. People, management is not going to want to hear that. What they want to hear is take the emotion out of it, right? Even though this is just pissing you off, you got to take the emotion out of it and just come up with the protocol. This is what happened. And it, I didn't appreciate, instead of, well, it's not fair, this is not fair, that, I didn't appreciate being talked down in that manner. And I have given a lot of my time and my love to the company and my hard work and my dedication. And, I would like to see this be addressed appropriately.
Yeah.
But
So
you gotta, like when you go in to talk to the management, you gotta take that, all that raw emotion that you're feeling right now. Because when you go to management with all of this, what they see in their mind is, oh, he's a complainer. Right. And then the next time you come to them, it's like, oh, Ryan's a complainer. Ryan's a complainer. Oh, what is it this time? What's he going to complain about this time? But if you go and you take your emotion out of it, you just say, okay, this is the protocol. This is the sequence of events. Keep it short, keep it precise. Think about how you want to say it before you say it, and go in there and then just, I let them know, let them know, well, this particular, happened in this sequence, and I was a little bit disappointed to see how it was handled, you know, and that's kind of you saying, what, this is BS. But you got to pick your right words, because that's what management, that's what they hear, that they just want all their employees to get along. And anybody that's an employee that kind of starts to rock the boat, they label
mhm.
them. And they're looking for
Oh
ways
yeah, big
to
time.
eventually get rid of them. I mean, we all know that, right? This is just business 101 here.
Yeah. That's what retail is. He said, she
Yeah,
said, he
yeah,
did this, she did this.
yeah. So
I
I
didn't
would,
like that.
you know,
Oh, this other person's cool and this one's not. You know.
yeah. So
So
I
what?
would
You
I
know,
would
but
think about it. I think about how, how you, have it play out in your mind already, how you want to say it, and
mhm,
be as professional as you can, because that's where you're going to get the respect. Yeah.
exactly. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Um, Blueberry, I hear what you're saying, and part of it is because it's because he's autistic, and even though he's a high functioning, he has high functioning autism. Sometimes, what I have tried to explain um, to him is that there's a difference between someone that's a troll. They just come in and they go, your bed is ugly. I hate your bed. Your bed is crooked. I hate your bed. Well, that's just a troll being a troll. And there's a difference between a troll and a bully, right? A bully is someone that's going to come in and personally attack you day after day after day. It's almost like a stalker. They're going to come in and make another new account, and then and they're going to come after you, come after you, come after you. So and then they're going to gang up. They're going to try and get this little army, and they're going to come and like a bully, like a mob mentality type of a thing. And it's, I've tried to explain it to the best that I can, and that's all I can do. But what I
Right.
recommend for you, Blueberry, is that if if this is something that that kind of bothers you a little bit, where you feel like, man, I just go in there, try to be supportive, and I try to um, befriend him and all this and all that, and I just kind of feel like, man, I got to walk on eggshells, that I can't say anything. Um, and then it's going to make you kind of feel bad. I would just say maybe kind of stay away for a bit. I mean, that's the best advice that I can give you, you know. Hey, Philip. So Ryan, I think it's important when you have all this, yeah, anger bottled up, you need to get it out, and this is good that you're talking about it. You need to get it out. You
I
need to
like talking
like,
about it. I don't like to add stress to other people just because of my problems and then vice versa. But, you know, you're right. You can't hold it no one can ever hold that stuff in because that's just explosive at the end.
Yeah, Emily hit the nail on the head right there. Read what she wrote.
It's all about handle the situation in retail to try to look to the past or at least experiences itself in a positive, professional manner and facing the situation in retail. Unfortunately, everyone is expendable. Yes, that's the thing. You know, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
and talk is good.
You know, and even Gary feels that way because, like, Gary's one of those where I hate to use this word or the SHIT, but even he thinks he's on the SHIT list
Mm-hmm.
too. So not that one exists, but
Right,
I
right.
don't think he even knows why either. But he's mentioned that I was on, and I've actually that was a long time ago, like I don't know, like months and months ago, or whatever. And I jokingly asked Michelle once, I'm like, "You have like a shit list?" And she's like, "What the heck?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, Gary thought that he and I were on your shit list." She's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I mean, that was taken care of. Not that that was a problem, but you
Well,
know,
you know,
sometimes that's what it seems like. It's like sometimes it's like, Ryan, calm down. You're making a bigger deal than what it is, and it's like sometimes when it actually is a deal that has to be addressed, so there's like, okay,
absolutely.
well, it's not up to me to get you to listen. It's your choice to listen. You
Right,
know,
right. Well, like I was saying, and Emily was saying that the best approach to all of this is really from a professional perspective, right? From a professional point of view, you go in there and you be as professional as you can, and you stay calm and check your emotions. Okay, check your emotions before you go in for this talk. And I think you will be quite surprised. Management when you approach in that manner, management is more open minded to actually after you leave think about what you've said instead
that'll
of
make it a lot less stressful because she's one of those types of people where, a lot of people that are in that position, they'll say they'll have an open door, and even if they do, she's actually more like at first it was more like because that's what like the whole store when she came because rumorville and not that I don't care what the rumor is, I don't believe any of that crap or whatever, but
right.
everybody thought they were threatened by her before her even first day at when she transferred to our store like a year and a half ago, and she's one of the coolest managers I've ever had. you
So
know
no, I say just
so she's
wait,
more comfortable to
wait,
talk to is what I'm saying, I
just
guess.
wait until tomorrow. Take a deep breath when you go in.
Hmm.
Take a few deep breaths before you go in. Clear your mind. Going with intent, going with clarity, how you want to say it, and remain calm. And everything else, the world has a funny way. Things will fall in place the way it was meant to fall in. And if this
Hmm.
truly is one of those jobs that it was meant for you to move on, um, y- you know, you will make the changes that's good for you because
Hmm.
if this continues and management is like you're wrong, and kind of just shut you out, then you just say, okay, well, well, I'm sorry that this was not quite the result I was looking for, but I really do thank you for listening to me, and then you leave, and that's when you start looking for another job,
Hmm.
you know.
Right.
And then to answer some of these questions in here, to Charles, I am really well, thank you. I had a super busy day today. And then to answer Blueberry, you said Eric thinks everyone that he disagrees with is a troll. People talk to him about this. He will only listen to you. You tell people that him trolling just because he disagrees. I didn't understand that last comment, but to answer your question, no, he doesn't listen to me. I am not the end all be all of
Eric
everything.
holds himself pretty well.
Okay, so that I'm going
Really
to
does.
I'm going to I'm going to say I disagree. He has a mind of his own, just like you do, Blueberry. And all I could do is give him a piece of advice, and if he takes it, he takes it. If he doesn't, good luck to um, handling the situation of the trolls and the bullies, right? I'm saying anything against a person that brings a grievance against you is considered retaliation. It's best to just forget, especially if you're working at Walmart.
I wouldn't even be talking about this right now if I did work at Walmart. I don't. I see what Emily's saying, and I would respect that. But
Oh,
I'm so glad that for those reasons, I don't. And maybe
that
I
sounds
shouldn't
good.
say this, but I'm kind of glad that I don't work for Walmart or won't ever work for Walmart. But maybe things will change. But
Well,
that's why I gave the example to that one customer. It was like, yeah, if that would have happened to him at Walmart, like if you, I did, I mentioned that. Like if you were at Walmart, they would have kicked you out real quick. Saying that you threatened an employee.
So Ryan, what about what do you do to de-stress? Do you punch a bag? Do
I
you
can tell you what I want to do that
jump
I
up,
used to
jump up,
do.
jump up and down? But what do you do that helps?
A lot of times I'll do like karaoke.
Okay.
Just because the type of apartment that I'm living in now. I used to have a pretty doggone cool drum set, and then I sold it to my church. I would have upgraded anyways and decided not to upgrade. So I don't know how this building would handle even an electronic set. I don't know how my neighbors would handle that, because you still technically can hear that depending on what you're doing, especially if you're doing, like Emily, you probably know what I'm talking about, but like if you're doing like rim shots, that's where like you're hitting a drumstick on a metal rim, the little rim of like the snare drum, for example, whatever, and that's just as loud as an acoustic set.
Well,
but then you're hitting the regular ones, and you can hear it, but is it bothersome? Maybe 2 in the afternoon, nobody's gonna give a flip. But if I sit there and I come home and do it, like a lot of times, like my old apartment, which was a lot bigger, and it was a 1-bedroom, and nobody had a problem with it, and I sit there and put my IAMs in and sit there and rock out at 2 o'clock in the morning, and everybody was cool with it because nobody could actually hear me. But here, because it's such a smaller, because it's a studio apartment, I don't know.
Emily.
But
yeah, so since you can't be banging on a drum set, especially at this hour, Ryan, maybe just put on your headphones and just jam out, and then you don't have to wear 4 layers of shirt. Then you're gonna be sweating like a pig, and you're just gonna be like, you're just gonna be like,
I do that. I sit there, like I actually have a legit like handheld mic, and I'll plug in and then do karaoke where I can hear myself or whatever, and I'll sit there and get in a moment where I'm literally putting myself in whoever's shoes, whoever's performing, and I'll pretend to be the one that's like on stage. Or a lot of times, like I'll do like church related songs too. I'll both sing, and then if I had the drum set, that's what I used to do when I had the drum set. That's where I would normally practice, was at home or whatever.
So you know what?
I pretend that I'm in front of still at church and performing in front of like 500 something people.
So I think that's in order for you tonight, Ryan, just to get some of this out. Just plug in.
Definitely.
And just put on something that you're just gonna jam to.
Yeah.
And just
maybe that might happen on Haps one day, but I can't make any promises.
Maybe it'll happen tonight, right now, in the next 5 minutes.
No, if I did it in this room, I legit would get kicked out, like on the spot. Like they'd call the cops on me.
I'm kidding.
I would love to. And you guys want to see anything? Because I purposely failed to bring my
Blueberry. I'm not. Some of you are chatting, right? You're chatting in the comment, and you're like, "Well, I just said that she's ignoring me." I'm not ignoring you. I see your comments, but this is just me. When someone is talking, especially, if it's something very serious, I always try not to interrupt them and let them finish, and then I'll go back to answer your questions. So, Blueberry, I had to change my username 5 times because Eric's spreading rumors that I'm a troll. Please tell him to stop. First of all, I can't tell anybody to do anything. Okay, you understand that, right? I can't tell Ryan to not wear a yellow shirt. I hate yellow. Please stop wearing a yellow shirt. I can't tell him what to do, no more than I can tell Eric what he can and cannot do, especially when he is on his channel. You understand? And so, like I said, if this is causing you, because it sounds like this is causing you some upset, I would recommend maybe just don't go in his room.
The question is why?
Unless you're a masochist and you kind of like this abuse. It seems like you keep going in
Why
there.
do you like it, dude?
He keeps telling you you're a troll. You have to change your name, and he calls you a troll. And it seems like you keep going back. Like, are you secretly kind of loving this?
Not that you are, but some people are attracted to that. But I don't know. Like,
the real kind,
it
Blueberry.
seems like it makes it more stressful for the both of you, not just either or, not just Eric or
Candy.
who's that, Blue Man, or I get the name wrong.
So, listen, if somebody, I do not understand why this is so difficult for some of you guys. If somebody does not want you in their room, don't go in there. Why you go in there? They don't like you. And it's okay. You don't have to be loved by everybody. There's going to be people in life that's not going to like you, and that's okay. Because for every one person that doesn't like you, there's 10 people that love you. So go and find those people.
Exactly.
Hate, anger. Yes, Jaws. So, well, Ryan, I think you're going to be okay.
I think so too. We've had our differences, and it's not that it's gotten to this level. This is probably the highest level that it's ever got. But we've had differences before, and everybody does. Not just retail either, but
absolutely.
But retail just makes it more of why, I don't know. But that's one of those things where it took me a long time to learn in retail, where you're concentrating on that moment. You don't care about the past. You don't care about the future. You care about helping those customers, those guests. We actually call them guests at my work, right then and there. And that's the whole point. Like, you don't have to explain that to me. You're my boss or not. I'm going to freaking listen to you, because what you say goes, whether it's right or wrong, good or bad. I'm going to flip and listen to you. But if you sit there and you're my boss and you lie to me, which is what I felt happened on Sunday, yeah, I'm going to hate on you all day, but I ain't going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Because, just like you said, anybody can hate each other, but if you have to work with a person, then learn to work with them. Because sometimes there's going to be times I hated my battle buddy. I legit hated my battle buddy, but we worked well together. We did our jobs together.
Well, I've heard this a lot. Because here it is. Just power through your day, get that paycheck. Sometimes that's all you got to do. I mean, I've had those days where I'm just like, all right, you know what? I got to go into work. I'm going to put in my 8 hours. I got to keep my mouth shut. I'm just putting in my time, my 8 hours. At the end of the week, I'm getting paid.
Right.
I'm not doing anything so out of the norm. I know the ropes. I'm just gonna go in, go through my motions, collect my paycheck at the end of the week. That's it. And let me just get through this week.
And that's what my coworker did. And I think, I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but I'm thinking he did it for 2 reasons. One's kind of a good reason, a more respectful reason, where he's a college student, so he has classes throughout the day on Mondays. So taking Sundays off, I can see that because maybe you want to relax before you have classes or something. But then at the same time, dude, you just lost 8 hours
Right.
too. That's 8 hours of pay, regardless of how stressful it is. Because I could tell he was starting to get a little stressful. Not that any of this happened, and he was more of a so laid back to the point where nothing really concerned him to the point where he got his stuff done.
Well,
And
not quite yet, Blueberry. Not quite
okay,
yet. You don't want to be make decisions in haste because your, feelings and because people wronged you, right? You want to because this is not, just to pick up a
you just leave just because somebody
just to
wrongs you, then where are you gonna
even
go
to
in life?
a new job, it's very stressful to start a new job, even though you're in the same field and you learn the ropes and stuff. It's not as easy as it
Mhm.
is, especially now, with this whole pandemic and so many people are unemployed. You really want to try and hang in there as much as you can, especially when you've already have the type of seniority. You've had the longevity with the company. So
Right.
it's
And I
it's
do,
not
just
you
for
can't
anybody who misunderstands, I do get a lot of respect. Not that I demand it or nothing, which I don't, not by any means, but I do have a lot of respect in that store just because I have, you know, when I said I have 15 years, that's kind of only half true because 15 years of the front end experience. 'Cause time had to start over just because it's a separate contract. But I worked about 2.5 years before I even joined the Army when I turned 18 and joined the Army in 2004. I was only in for 2 years and then I came back
mhm.
and
No,
then went back to the same department, lasted a month, and they're like, okay, well, you could go to the front end. And that's the best damn thing that the company's ever done for me. They kind of thought they were kind of trying to punish me and sit there, and it worked out for both the company and myself. And nobody was complaining.
mm,
They really needed somebody, and I was the person that stepped up to the plate.
mhm, mhm. You
But
see?
there was a time when I was in hot foods, like I will never push carts. F that. That was before I joined the army. And
Mhm.
look what the freaking doing now. You know, it's no different than I don't know if you've ever seen those YouTube videos where somebody would have
Ryan
like those kinds of
Ryan, are you reading comments as you're talking?
sort of,
Okay.
just kind of concentrating on what I'm trying to say.
Okay, because sometimes sometimes you need to
Yeah.
stop, come up for air because the comments they become uh, so back, right? I mean, they become so old. And so sometimes, take a deep breath, read the comments. If someone is, asking questions or made a comment or something, you want to respond to them before, another 15 questions roll past, because then now you're going to have to play catch up, and people are going to think that you're ignoring them. So, da 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 da. Blueberry says, they ask me to come in the room and then they start trouble. Who is they? Who is they? I
Huh?
don't know who they is. Okay, this is going to sound mean, but really, what is so great about Eric's broadcasts that would upset someone they can't watch?
I did read that comment a few minutes ago. Yeah.
So, I mean,
I don't know.
to each their own. If you don't think that their particular content is of interest to you, then you don't have to go in there, right? Definitely a draw. I never had a job that I want to make friends at. If it happened, it was a bonus. Yeah, that's great. Getting along. Time to look for a new job. I did
Yeah,
better.
friends are a bonus.
Yes. I did better than find my friend at a second job. You found your first girlfriend. There you go, Charles. So true. I think we all have those days. I'm sorry, Ryan, that you have to deal with this. Yes. It's good that you don't demand it, but it sounds
I
like you
can't see myself being a bouncer, Emily, but you never know what
Frankie,
life
you
would do.
did it at night.
Retail
It's
therapy.
ultimate retail therapy. You get to throw out customers. My friend says she loves it.
I heard you get to throw things at customers too, so you're making it perfectly legal.
Goodness. So listen, Blueberry. If you just reply. Okay, so listen, Blueberry. If you go into their room
Yeah, Emily.
and they keep calling you a troll, then why do you keep going in? Don't go in anymore, right? It's like if you had the need to change your username 4 times already, you obviously
No wonder why I didn't
do
recognize it.
not are not welcome there, right? And so I would suggest just don't go in there anymore, right? Meet them in someone else's broadcast and then just have a mutual conversation with them instead of going into their room and then now you accidentally said something that triggered something, and then now they're like, "Ah, oh, you're a troll, you're terrible, get out of here, I'm going to block you, I'm going to mute you," right? It's
Well,
a little
here's
over.
one thing that I'm trying to figure out is what drama is one thing, but I think this is a little bit even before that, if that makes any sense, where it seems like everybody, like, when somebody says something, whether it's in the comments or me, perhaps, whatever, and then why is it so difficult for viewers to misconstrue something? Just, I can say my shirt is yellow and somebody's like, no, it's red. Well, yeah, I'm wearing a red one underneath the yellow one, but, how is a statement like that arguable versus anything else that we're saying? You know, at the end of the day, folks, this is just he said, she said.
Well,
And
some people just believe it or not,
I think
some people like that drama. If they don't get that drama, they think that nobody cares about them because they're not talked
I
about.
have that drama.
You know, look at you now. You're a different broadcast. How's that working for you? Do you feel better? I hope. Right. So some people, uh, I mean, I don't want to get into the whole entire thing of it. I mean, this broadcast is titled "Need a Smile?" question mark. Okay, maybe we should
The guy
change
with
the
the sunshine
title of
shirt
our
decides like,
broadcast. Maybe we should change the title of our broadcast and just be like a very on point and just be like, the shirt is yellow.
right?
The shirt is yellow. No
And
matter
it's too bright for
it's
me. Knock
yellow.
it
If you
off.
shove it
I don't
down
like
your throat, it's
it.
yellow.
My coworker does when I sit there and I sit there and get frustrated about something. He'll go like this to me. Ryan, calm down, calm down.
Exactly, Bruce. Bingo. Bingo, Bruce. Bingo. And some
Yeah.
people, some people, they thrive on that, right? And if they don't kind of get talked about, they kind of feel like they're fading away and not being noticed. That's not right. It's not a neon yellow. It's a school bus yellow is what it is, right? Wouldn't you say a school bus yellow? See, look, Ryan and I have the same kind of yellow that's on. I would say mine's a little bit more orangey than his. Mine's
I'll
like
say so.
mine is about 10%, 8 to 10% more magenta than his. Eric is spreading rumors, and then 10 other people mock me. Well, maybe this is a conversation you need to have with him then. Wouldn't you think so, Blueberry? Like maybe you should have this conversation with him and just say, "Hey, what's going on? Blah 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 blah, and I'd like to talk to you and take it from there." Ugh, yellow. Hello, at Ryan. I need a lantern that I can recharge and has USB ports. What do you recommend? I was there when you did
Putting me on the
flashlight
spot.
reviews. Ooh,
Yeah, putting me on the
got
spot.
a question.
Nice. I like that.
Okay, Ryan, expertise.
Wow. All right.
Share.
Um. So my fatal flaw, I'll tell you right off the bat because I'll be out front with you. Names, as far as like remembering, like off the top of my head, I'm one of the worst that'll do that. So before I can answer that question, I just want to put that out there. Um, what is your intended use for the lantern? Like, are you like camping with it, or I'll let you kind of finish that sentence or that question, so to speak. I like that you need one with USB ports. That means that it's a rechargeable battery, so that's the way to go.
Right.
Go something.
You're
Was it?
offending Emily.
I'm offending Emily.
Yeah.
What? Uh-oh. I'm sorry, Emily. Wait a minute. Hold on. Whoa. All right. All right. Something happened here. Um,
So
I
Todd
just
says,
lost all comments, like every single one of them. So I went to
what
scroll back up to Emily's, and it's telling me to edit destinations. So I don't know
oh, well,
what the heck.
she says,
Oh, I
Ryan,
clicked on settings. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Emily. Okay. I'm sorry, you. I clicked on something I realized I clicked on.
can
'Cause
you
I'm using
please
my
stop?
thumb.
Listen, Ryan, I need you to stop being on stop watching OnlyFans while you are called into my channel. He's like, I accidentally clicked on something. Oopsie.
No. And retail people are desperately trying. Is this the one that I missed? Not that I missed it. I was just trying to respond to Todd. So to get in their head by screwing you, and they can get ahead at crazy. That does happen. Industry wide, yes. At my store, I hardly ever actually see that.
Even the emoji is making you angry. So did you see what Emily, the last part of her, she says, I know, but it's oddly weird. And get a Hello Kitty shirt. You're offending me.
Okay.
And
I'll get Hello Kitty, I promise. I don't know
Todd says
when.
Ryan,
I
listen,
like
Ryan,
Hello Kitty.
I need you to read faster, multitask. I need you to be able to read the comment, answer the comment, think about the next, and at the same time look at your OnlyFans page. Okay?
Oh
I need
boy.
you to do all that at the same time. Okay? I need you to get on it, right? So Todd says multi-use, power outage, and camping.
Okay. I would recommend, as far as not a specific device, but like Nightcore would be a good starting point for you. They have a good lot of lanterns, a variety up to Yin Yang, Bazoo, Nightcore. There's a couple other companies, like Through Night, I think has one or two of them. And feel free to at me on Twitter, and we can follow each other, and I can be more specific instead of just doing it on somebody else's broadcast. That'll put a start to your.
Dude, I gave it to him easy, Colin. Okay? I didn't tell him to be like, read the comments, answer the comments, finish his train of thought, continue his OnlyFans page, read faster. That's easy. I didn't tell him to be jumping up and down, tap on his head, rub his stomach in counterclockwise motion, right? I gave it to him easy. Okay, I let him easy because he already having a bad day, so I let him off easy.
That's why we like you.
Nightcore. Okay, Nightcore. Nightcore. I don't have a fans only
Todd
for me
only,
there.
they spell it I think it's NITE, not night, like tonight.
NITE.
Or
You know, they gotta be special.
Right. Yeah.
That's why we are all terrible spellers.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, this is getting kind of kinky. Emma,
Yeah, I know, right?
Emily and Ryan, do you guys need to go do a private broadcast? What's going on? Can you guys do a private broadcast and invite
Wow.
all of us? Knight? No, not that kind of a knight. Not
Nite.
shining armor. Nite knight.
Because yeah.
Hi, Eric. Oh, speaking of Eric, Eric, do you see Blueberry in here? Apparently, Blueberry is a little bit, I guess the word would be upset. And if you can maybe just talk to him on the side, figure things out. I only type like a terrible spell or LL. I was using the wrong Ryan to at Ryan.
There you go. There's the website there.
Thanks,
Todd.
Oopsie.
If anything from Nightcore, do not order from Amazon. They are not authorized source. You will get something fake.
Yes, Eric. Yes, Eric, love it. I know it's love it, but I just always say love it. Eric, love it.
I thought you would have love it.
Thank you, Todd. Okay, so listen, we need to broadcast with a purpose. Okay, we need to broadcast with a purpose. Oh, and here's Eric. Eric, what's wrong? You look like you're a little annoyed and agitated and kind of like, Eric, listen, I see your body language. You're like,
you okay, dude?
Not really. Not really.
Okay. I know something's bothering you. I can see by your hair. Your hair's a little disheveled. You're a little okay. So what's going on? What happened? Everything's gonna be fine.
So earlier I went live, right, to have my funny hour with BJ and Vince.
Okay.
And Vince and everything. So you guys know this guy named Ryan Shaw, right? That's in here.
Okay, hold on. Okay, stop. Did you block Emily?
No, I didn't block her.
Okay, so Emily, why did you say, okay, I just got kicked? Nice hair, thanks. So Emily just got kicked, and the only difference is Eric just cammed up, and then Emily says that she got kicked. Lumboy, are you okay? Lumboy, do you need to go to the hospital? Lumboy, if you need to go to the hospital, you go. Okay, don't be a stubborn old man. If you need to go, you're not feeling well, you need to go. Go. Okay, so what happened to Emily? Emily says, okay, I just got kicked. Oh my God. When he came in.
Well, she has so this is what happened. She has me blocked.
She blocked you?
Yeah.
Okay. It's good. So apparently Emily feeling a little bit better. Okay, take it easy, lots of water, and rest, and go lay down. So Emily, you blocked Eric, and so now Eric cammed up, and then you got kicked? But how are you kicked if you're still in the room?
I'm still here, yeah.
Because it's not because you're not watching from Periscope. So how did you get kicked? I'm trying to figure this out. I still need my smile, please. Wait, how much do smiles cost these days? I haven't bought any for a while. Smiles for you, Bruce. You're lucky. Smiles are free, and they're always free. So, Lumboy, feel better soon. And if you get worse tonight, you make sure you go to the hospital. Okay. Let me check. I'll see if I got him blocked. Okay. So Eric, please continue. What happened?
So on my live earlier, so Ryan Shaw, if you guys know him, he has the Big Mac on his profile. So he came on my live stream, like he said hi, hello, all that stuff. Then he brought up something about buying me a bed, buying me a bed and stuff. And how what me and you would talk about on your live previously, about the bed situation for me and stuff. So he kept bringing that up on my live, and I was telling him, this is not the right time like, this is the funny hour. We're trying to make everyone laugh,
Mhm.
because, that's what I tend to have on my live stream, and that's the topic for tonight. I asked him nicely to keep that on topic, but then he didn't listen, so I had to block him because he wasn't listening. Because
Okay. Okay, so stop right there for a minute. So you see my title?
yeah,
My title is Need a Smile, right?
yeah,
And the intent was, to be able to spread smiles, right? Well, Ryan came in here and
Ruined it.
he's
No.
he's got some things that's going on in his life currently that's quite stressful. And the thing is, sometimes you cannot be so regimented, right? You can't be like, this is the topic, we're staying on the topic. Anybody else that is not going to be on the topic, you need it. Okay. Because sometimes people are more important than staying on the topic, right? Like Ryan, he needed somebody to talk to. He needed to kind of get it out of him, or else it's gonna bottle it up, and it's gonna fester. It's gonna eat at him. He's gonna possibly get an ulcer out of it, an acute ulcer. So it's good to be able to kind of take a little segue and then come back, and then and because he probably feels better now than he did an hour ago when he first got here, because he's able to talk about some of it, some of this, the stress that he's having, and then to be able to get a little bit of an input from a third person perspective, right? So sometimes you can't always be so regimented. So if somebody had asked you about your bed, they are probably asking because they see that your bed is maybe a little bit, I don't know if your camera is a little bit off, or maybe your bed is actually uh, broken on one leg, because it could be that. But all you can do is say, would appreciate it if you just, don't worry about the bed. My bed is perfectly fine. Can we let's stay on topic and then just kind of move on from there? But acute. so so not everybody that's asking you about your bed is doing it from a malicious point of view. You know what I'm saying? Because like, for example, I asked you about your bed. Do you remember? I asked about your bed, and I was asking which part of it is broken. Is it the bed frame? The actual wood, the bed frame, is the bed frame that part that's broken? Is it the box spring, the part that's broken? Or is it the actual mattress that is broken? Right? And you say, oh, it's the mattress. Everything else is okay. And so I'm like, oh,
yeah,
right. And so then we got into this whole discussion, like, you know, maybe you should go when COVID is a little bit more clear and safe, that you can go into a mattress store and try a mattress and lay on it, see how it feels on your body, because everybody's going to be different. A body that fits on you and you think is super comfortable, it could totally suck for me, right? Because our body weight distribution is different. So that's what I recommended for you to not just buy a mattress online, that to go in and you test the mattress, right? So that was just a discussion. So that was not like, you didn't feel that that was me trolling on you about your bed, right?
no,
So how, and then remember Bannerman had offered that maybe he would like to purchase a bed for you too. Remember that?
yeah,
Okay, so did you feel that Bannerman's offer was trollish?
no.
Okay, so what did this guy say that you felt was trollish, and it got to a point where you felt like you needed to block him?
Well, he said that he would offer to pay money to buy me a new bed. He would pay me money. I'm like, I like, for me, I don't ask for. Oh, let me put it a better way. Is, I'm like, like someone offers me money buy me a new bed. I'm like, thanks for the offer, but this is not the right time for to bring it up. Because right now we're on the topic of funny hour. This is making everyone laugh and having funny time and stuff. But I was letting him know because this is not the right time to bring it up. And it's this is if he I said I said to him this is a laughing moment right now. This is not the right time. If you would if you would maybe have that topic for another time. I would love that, but he didn't listen. So he left. So
Wait, he left, but you said you blocked him.
yeah, because
So did he leave or did you block him?
I blocked him, but yeah, I blocked him.
Okay, so he wanted to give you money to get a new bed. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that to me sounds like an amazing offer, especially if it comes from a stranger that you don't even know that is going to open up their wallet of their hard-earned dollar to offer you money for your bed. I think maybe you could have said something like, wow, that's amazing. And I would like to talk to you that maybe, I would like to talk to you privately about that, or maybe you can come back tomorrow and then we can talk about that more in detail instead of no, we can't talk about that at all because this is funny hour, and funny hour is only reserved for funny hour, and we cannot have anything. We cannot talk about food. We cannot talk about anything other than funny hour, right? Like I said, it's like why be so regimented? Like how about just being, hey Rodman, how about being a little bit more flexible? I mean, somebody made you this great offer to want to give you money to replace your bed. I mean, it sounds, for me, from my perspective, it sounds like it was a pretty amazing offer. I mean, if somebody says, dude, your sewing machine is so old, I'm going to give you $20,000. I'm going to give you $20,000. I'm going to be like, hell yeah. Okay, let's talk about that now.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about that now. I'm not gonna wait until tomorrow. If you want to drop $20,000 and help me buy a sewing machine, thank you so much. Let's talk about it now.
Hey, that happens for real. I've seen people on Twitch that are like, they'll have like one or two people in the room, and there are people like with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And there's this one guy he's like a multi-billionaire or whatever, and he'll crash your Twitch or whatever. I guess they have a name for it. I can't think of the name of it or whatever. And he's literally done that for broadcasters. Not to say that he's done it on YouTube too, but
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. There's definitely
can you imagine saying no to something like that? Like these people like start bawling because they're so happy because
So
they're trying to be helpful.
let's ask Ryan the same question. If somebody had let's say your microphone is really sucky, and somebody says, wow, your microphone looks like it's been chewed by a hamster. How about I get you a microphone? How about I give you some money for a microphone? Would that upset you, even though, let's say you're in the middle of talking about having a bad day at work? Would that upset you if somebody says, hey, dude, your microphone looks like it's kind of in bad shape. Can I buy a new one for you? Would that upset you, even though it's not on the topic of you talking about having a bad day?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I'd find ways to like DM the person or have the person DM me or whatever and work out. There's just sometimes that some people can't accept nice gestures like that, and I understand that.
Well, I don't know a lot of you, Rodman.
Maybe
I don't know Rodman. right? I don't know Ryan. I didn't know Ryan until he came on Haps, even though he
Yeah.
was on Periscope. And
All those years you've been
all
on
these years, our paths never
Periscope
crossed.
and never found.
We had to come to Haps to find each other, right?
Yeah.
And like, same
What a
thing with
blessing.
Vince, same thing with Eric. I didn't know any of you until I came to Haps, right? So I could say the same thing. Eric could have been a hoodlum. Ryan could have been a hoodlum. Vince, you could have been a hoodlum, right? Hey, Lipinski.
Now here's a little perspective for you. Okay, based on the question that you just asked a few moments ago. Okay, let's say they're saying they're going to give me a better microphone. Let's say I said yes, just for example, right? And let's say something comes in the mail and they literally have these. You can find these microphones that are like literally like less than an inch tall and they're toys, but they're actual microphones or whatever, but they're like play toys or whatever. Now, me personally, would that offend me? I'd probably joke about it a little bit or whatever and come right back at you, but at the end of the day, would it piss me off? No. Because that would be like a fun way of trolling somebody, but, would it be unfortunate? Yes. But,
So
I'm
Eric,
just saying, don't get pissed off if somebody sits there and buys you like a Hello Kitty bed or something that's like doll size or something because they're just trying to be nice to you to try to cheer you up or something. But
yeah,
if
from
they're
my
offering you a real bed, I mean, maybe you have reasons not to accept the offer, and it's perfectly fine not to accept the offer, dude. That's cool too. There's ways of doing that respectfully,
Eric
whether you know this person or not.
caused serious problems and I
But
lost it from before I could finish telling Richard the whole story. You came in late late on thing. Just don't do it again. Paired it with a register, especially knowing me as long as you have a. Well, okay. There's a lot.
wow, that's a lot to.
Someone wants to buy me a new thing. I'm all for it. Yes. Eric, right? They're gifts. So listen, Eric, I think the way to handle this, if you're just not wanting anybody to do anything with your bed, you don't want nobody buying you anything, then all you have to say is, thanks for the offer. It was very generous. But I'm just gonna have to pass. But thanks. And I am actually very comfortable in my bed, and I love my bed even though it's broken. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you could say that instead of getting yourself mad. Because you're making now you're in a bad mood because of this person, and then because you think that the person's a troll, but the person just made an offer. And you know what, Eric? I'm going to put something in perspective for you. Somebody, for me, I have to go to work. I have to put in my time to make the money and then take this money and then offer it to you. I had to work for that money. So even if I was going to give you $10, even if I was going to give you $100, $1,000, right? I had to work for that money. So for someone to offer it to you, you have to realize that it's worth something because they had to work for that to gift to you. And so there is value in that. And if this is not something that you ever, if it's something that you don't ever want to accept, then you just say, thank you so much for thinking of me, and thank you for even offering it. I appreciate it, but no, thank you. I will pass. I am perfectly fine and comfortable in my bed, and what the setup that I have right now works for me. But thank you for your generous offer. Yes, Eric?
Yeah, and may I bring up something else also?
Yes.
May I bring something else?
Yes, go ahead.
So this is me. This is something that I grew up with. Because smart thinking. With my autism. With me being high functioning and stuff. Being smart and everything. Is this is what my parents always said to me in when I was growing up is never trust anyone, never trust anyone that bothers you to buy you anything, say anything like, on social media or anything, like, don't accept it because, you don't know that person, I want to keep you safe. I want to keep you, keep you, keep your, like keep that in perspective from put that in there in my perspective. That's why my mom was saying to me, don't accept any gifts from anyone because they might be a stranger, because you don't know that person, you don't know who they are, you don't know their life, you know that's like, I want to keep you safe because I love you, and and that's how my mom raised me growing up, and that's how I was for all my life. I've been that way.
Well, I'm going to give you the perfect example, and I think I'm a perfect example for this, right? I do a lot of pay it forwards, and you were here when I did the one for Jan's family, right?
Yeah.
I do not know Jan's sister at all. I've never spoken to her other than in a very short email about her sister Jan passing away. Yet I sent her this big, huge box, and I paid for everything in that box. If Jan's sister had the same mentality that you have, she would not, then this box would never have been sent to her. But what I put together, it came from my heart, and it came from all of our hearts. And even you who wrote the prayer card, it came from your heart, right? When you wrote that card for Jan's family, that came from your heart with no strings attached, because you cared enough about somebody. And your intention is not to hurt anybody. Your intention was you wanted them to feel the love, and you wanted them to know that how much you appreciated Jan. So that box, eventually it got shipped, and she accepted the box. If she did not accept the box, because what you're saying is your mom is saying, don't trust nobody, don't trust strangers, don't trust stranger, then I would not be able to do all of the pay it forwards that I have done. So there are rules to the exception, right? It's different. It's different. Let's say I meet Eric and I go, hey Eric, give me your address. Eric, give me your address. I want to send you something. Eric, give me your address. Give me your address. And I'm pestering you about it. Eric, give me your address. Tell me where you live. When are you going to give me your address? And then I'm like asking you on Haps, give me your address. Give me your address. I go on, Twitter DM. Eric, don't forget, give me your address. Give me your address. Or I go on Instagram. Give me your address. Then that's a problem. Then there's something fishy going on, right? But for this person that is saying that they want to give you money for a new bed, it may not be the full amount of the bed, because just a mattress alone could go into the hundreds, right? Into 500-600 for a decent mattress. Maybe they just wanted to give you $50 so that you could put it towards a new bed. As long as you're not giving this person your address, give them your PayPal account. Because, you already put your real name on here, right? Your name is Eric Levitt. Everybody knows your real name already. So you could just connect your PayPal account and say, well, if you want to help me out, here's my PayPal account. And then anonymously, they would just dump the money into your account. And it's like, thanks. I don't think that there was anything more than that. And again, if it's not something that you like and you don't want to accept, then you just say, okay, thanks for the generous offer, but, I'm going to pass. But thank you for thinking of me. And then just let it, and that's it. Like, I think you have made something that is small and it actually was a nice gesture from somebody, and you made it into this big huge thing, and then you got upset over it, and then now that person is upset over it, and then you block that person, so your feelings hurt, and then that person now knows that he got blocked, and so now his feelings are hurt. When in reality, the guy just wanted no different than me asking you about your bed, no different than Bannerman wanting to buy you a new bed, no different than this person wanting to chip in to help you with your bed.
So Eric, can I ask you a question? How's that any different, or how would you treat that any different than what Yuke is doing with us right now? She helped me, and now she's doing the same with you. How's that any different? I'm not sure if you're understanding if like I don't know how to word this, but you know what I mean, Eric? Like Yuke is trying to give you suggestions on what this person intentions were. So like, how would that be different? Like you accept like we all do. Like I'll use Yuke's account right now. 62% of $20 goal. A lot of us have that on our thing, and you accept that too. So those are nice gestures that we do, like on your channel, versus somebody coming in the chat and say, "Hey, I want to buy you a new bed, or I want to put $5 or $10 or $50 or $1,000 toward a new bed or whatever." You know, you know, it's how some people are. And you don't, like I said before, you don't have to accept anything from anybody.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to read Steve. Steve says people should go back and watch the replay of this broadcast, and I think you'll see that Eric was not in the wrong. Eric asked this person on several occasions to remove the comment. The person refused. The person knew they were upsetting Eric. I didn't care. You didn't care? Well, listen, if the person is offering you a gift and you don't want the gift, then you just say no thank you, and then you just move on. I don't even understand why it kept escalating and escalating. If you were firm in the beginning and you just told him flat out thank you but no, and if he says it the second time, you give him a warning. I've already told you I do not want to accept your gift. I really appreciate you being so thoughtful, but please do not bring it up again. You got to be firm. Then if they do it for the third time, then you can cut their head off. I mean, figuratively speaking. Right? And so, sorry, but the trolls are attacking me. Scopes need to end until you stop instigating them. You know better you're autistic, but by no means does that mean you're not smart. Making anti-troll scopes just feeds them. That talk about starting drama, that drama. I never start drama, yet you accuse me of starting drama. And I never start drama. I have debilitating anxiety. I avoid drama. That's why you got blocked. It didn't go down like that way at all. If you go back and watch the replay, you'll understand Eric's point of view. Eric, do you accept awards? He does. He accepts awards, and he's gotten a lot of awards. The person didn't care.
I was in one podcast. He got like $40.
Where are Eric's moderators? And why could he not moderate himself? Why could he not just mute that person? If it happened the first time and he gave the guy a warning, and it happens the second time, he has the power to just reach over and just mute the person and just say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and mute you this time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute you this time. You're welcome to come back in my future broadcast if you change your attitude. Right? And then keep him muted for the duration of that particular broadcast. Well, I don't know. I really don't know Eric. I mean, I don't really even know Eric. My interaction with Eric is probably as much as, his interaction with Ryan, or his interaction with Vince, or his interaction with, another broadcaster. I mean, we're all just kind of strangers here. I mean, I've known like Bulldog Mana, I've known her for years. But I know her story, but I don't know her in depth. If he accepts awards, what's the difference? It's a gift. I was just going to say that. Yeah. Well, I mean, ultimately, yes. Ultimately, yes, you can block whoever you want to block. But ever since he started on Periscope, Eric knows better. He doesn't need to be defended. He's a fully functional autistic and is seriously smart. Yes. Yes. He is. He is like my nephew. My nephew, it has high functioning autism, right? They're very smart. But if social media is upsetting you, okay, and I'm going to say this again, and this comes from a good place, and I have to take the same advice. If social media is upsetting you, take a little break. Take a few days off, take a week off, and then come back and reevaluate. Then he has with the other guy. Well, he has the right to block. It's his channel. He can block everybody that comes into his channel if he feels like it that day. And we cannot tell him who to block and who to not and unblock. That's up to him. But you shouldn't get so worked up, right? You shouldn't get so worked up because somebody is offering you something. The best way is to just say, no, thank you. If he does it again, say, listen, I appreciate your offer, but this is the second time I'm asking you. Please don't, I appreciate it, but I'm not interested. Thank you. And I'm not going to, I will not put up with this again if you ask for the third time, because if you do, then I will reach over and I will either mute you or I will block you. Yes. Emily knows these boys quite well. She's known them since Periscope days, so she's speaking from experience. But so Eric, how are you feeling now?
You okay, dude?
Oh, no audio, Eric. No audio. We can't hear you. I think he's going to restart. So give him a minute. Yeah, typical things, typical things that would not, upset me. Someone offering to give me money for something, offering Debbie or offering Ryan. It's something that would not, a normal circumstance would not be upsetting. Eric is finding it to be very upsetting. And he has the right to feel how he feels. But because he is autistic, he may not read certain situations like the way you and I. Thanks, Raymond. We lost him. Oh no, he's back. Thanks, Raymond. And because of Eric's condition, he reacts differently sometimes than we. Yes, that's what I just said, Lonnie.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I know autistic people too.
Yeah, he, his read of a situation, his perspective of a situation is not in line with, say, you and I. Eric, talk. Let's see. Test your mic.
Hey.
Okay, there. Yeah, we can hear you. So how are you feeling, and are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, like what you said from before, that about me blocking, blocking, and since like you said, if it's on my channel, I can that I can block whoever I want. If anyone says that I can't, then that's my decision. Like it's my decision who I want to block. And if I feel that it makes me uncomfortable, with someone in my life, I block them. I just say I just block them. Like I'm like because that's how I feel. Since it's on my channel, I want to block. If I want to block someone, that's my decision. It's not anyone else's. Because it's on my life, and like if anyone says, so, oh, you can't block someone, on your live. That's not right. Well, I mean, it's my live, and I can block who I want on my live because it makes me uncomfortable. And that's how I block people is it makes me uncomfortable, and no one can tell me that I can't.
So I think what happened was that this troll that you blocked, or you claim is a troll, he came into my channel and told me that you have blocked him, and and this person, their concern was that now you're going to everybody, you're going to 10 more people and telling everybody that this person is a troll. And that is where their concern lies. If you just blocked him and then you just left it, this particular person probably would have just been fine. But the fact is, he feels, and he must have witnessed this, is that then you go and you tell everybody about it, right? And then it becomes it's almost like you're spreading a rumor thing, even though by your perspective, you felt that he was trolling on you, but from his perspective, he didn't feel like he was trolling on you. But now you are going to go and tell, as he said, you're going to go and tell 10 people, or people. You're going to be going and telling people about him, and indeed, it came to fruition. Before you even came in here, he was in here maybe half an hour before you even came in, and he says, well, I don't want, what bothers him was that he felt like you were going to go around telling people about him, and indeed, half an hour later, you popped up, and we're talking about him. And his fear was this is what you were going to do, and indeed, it came into fruition. So that's where his concern was.
That's a good point, Emily.
Now that people are giving him attention, he seems to be in regression. It's actually harmful. Eric gave him a lot of chances to delete his comment. Yes, and the guy you blocked sounds like he was hurt over it because he genuinely was trying to do something nice for you, Eric, and you flatly rejected him. Okay, so Travis, if you gave him a lot of chances and you blocked him, then just block him, right? Why is it like a thing? Like, why does it have to be a thing? And then now we've been talking about for an hour now. Hey, Ryan Richardson. And then he felt like you were mislabeling him. Well, and that's what his concern was. If you guys scroll back to this guy, if you guys scroll all the way to the, he came in way before Eric came in, and his whole thing was, yeah, Eric blocked me. And I said, well, then you need to take that up with him. That I got nothing to do with it. And then he says, well, I just feel like he's going to go and tell, 10 people about how I'm a troll. And indeed, his fear was that Eric was going to start telling everybody, oh, he's a troll. I blocked him. He did. I blocked him. He's a troll. He's a troll. He's a troll. He's going to go to 10 people. He told Vince it's a troll. He told me it's a troll. He's telling Ryan it's a troll. And so now and now we're going to go, oh yeah, that guy's a troll because Eric said that he's a troll. And this guy, what he tried to do was he just didn't he was just afraid, and he just didn't want it to happen for Eric to be going and talking about it, making a whole entire deal out of it. If you block them, then just block them and just zip up, throw the key away, don't talk about it. Maybe more. Okay, Deb, be careful. Be Snowy or Bruce is too. Okay. So, he has the right to, Eric, you have the right to block whoever you want, but you don't need to go and every time you block someone, make a big, huge to-do about it. And I think that's what this person that you blocked, I think that's his point, is you don't need to go and make a whole entire and talk about him to everybody for days on end. Like, that part is where what he did not appreciate. That's the feeling that I got, that he didn't appreciate that. Like, if you're going to block him, then just block him and then, okay, be done. And he's probably going to be like, okay, great, he blocked me. Okay, whatever.
But in my so on my live, I never
starting drama, and then he got booted. Just like when Eric said I was starting drama, my anxiety went through the roof. He knows way better, and being on a new app, that freaked me out. I think you guys, I think you guys actually need to probably sit down. All right, I think you guys actually need to sit down and kind of hash this out, because even though you're talking about it now, you're not able to talk like one-on-one, right? You're not able to talk like one-on-one, and so things just don't get resolved, because it's like, well, because there's so many things going on, right? There's Emily thing going on, there's the Vince thing going on, there's Eric thing going on, there's this other person that wanted to buy you a bed thing going on. There's a lot going on. I mean, I would really suggest that you guys kind of just get together and just talk about this and kind of like hash things out so that everybody is on the same page. And you know what? Sometimes you'll never see eye to eye. And if that's the case, then it's time to just go your separate ways. Yes, I talked to Richard. That helped me. That helped a lot. Okay. So, Eric, this whole troll thing, right? Like, you're very hyper focused on labeling someone a troll. If someone says something that that's not pleasing to your ears, or they have an opinion that is vastly different than yours, to you interpret that as, oh, that's a troll. When in fact, it may be just, like, for example, somebody had came into your broadcast and said something like, are you sitting on the floor? And you said, no, I'm sitting on my bed. And then they said, well, why does your bed look like it's all crooked? Why is it like, can you like broadcast from a different location? Why are you always laying in bed? Well, that's not necessarily a troll. That is just someone wondering. Right? That is just someone, kind of like Ryan. He cammed up today, and I'm like, why are you wearing 5 layers of clothing? What's going on? That's not me. That's not me attacking him. Kind of like someone asking about your bed. They're not attacking you because of the bed. They're just asking. Kind of like you guys are like, what is that? What's that thing over there? What is that? Is that a typewriter? What is that? What is all of this?
Right. Why do you have such a boring background?
Yeah, all of that.
Right?
I would be upset too if I tried to do something nice for someone and they turned it all around into a very negative thing. Then they started personally attacking me, labeling me a troll. I understand where you're coming from, Lonnie. It's a processing thing, right? We process it differently. He processes it differently. It will take a minute to get to the point where I have private DMs will have to be put on hold until I can trust them enough, just like yes. And and that's the sucky thing, Emily. That's the sucky thing is that you've built up this repertoire, with Eric and with Vince and stuff, and all of a sudden it kind of just goes south, and then now your guard is like, 10 feet. Your guard is up, and it's gonna take a while because you feel like they've proven to not earn your trust, right? They've broken that trust, and so it's harder, and now you're a lot more reserved, and that's understandable. That's just human nature. But if someone is, was it Steve? Steve, are you still here? Because Steve was saying, well, but the person kept, pestering him, right? Or here, Travis, right? Like if the person kept pestering him, right? So let me turn the table around for Steve and for Travis, right? Let me turn the table around because you have to play like the devil's advocate, right? So let's say Travis, the same thing happened to you, right? You went into Eric's broadcast, you offered him the money, and he says, stop, don't talk about it. We don't want to talk about it now. This is funny hour. And then you said it again. You say, hey, about that bed, I want to give you money. I want to pay for it. I want to help you out. And he says, no, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. And then he blocks you. Your feeling would have been like, well, I was just trying to help him. That's kind of sucked. And you probably would let it go. However, if now Eric starts telling everybody Travis Adams is a troll, Travis Adams is a troll, goes tells Ryan, hey Ryan, Travis Adams is a troll, come and tell me, hey, Travis Adams is a troll, tells Emily Travis Adams is a troll, tells Lonnie Travis Adams is a troll. Now that's a problem, right? That's not going to sit well with you. And that's what's happening to this person that was blocked. It didn't sit well with him because he knew that Eric would talk about it, bring it out in the open, tell everybody that he's a troll. And in fact, half an hour after he was in my broadcast, and then half an hour later, Eric comes walking in here, and his fear of him being slandered came to fruition. Travis, it was an example. It seems like this whole thing was just a series of misunderstandings between Eric and this guy, and I don't see why they can't just apologize to each other and bury the hatchet. No, it was not. It's not a misunderstanding, though, Lonnie.
A little bit more than that.
I don't. From Eric's perspective, I don't think he sees it as a misunderstanding. He really sees it as like this person like pestered him. Judges says, "Hi, Dave. Hello." So, Eric, I think you're going to be okay. My advice to you is if somebody is pestering you on your broadcast, ask them to stop. Then tell them, if you do not stop, I will mute you or I will block you. And if they did it again, then you just block them, and then that's it. That's the end of that. You don't talk about it. You don't make a big, huge a big, huge thing about it. You don't go around telling everybody, and you just let it go. And that's it. That's the end of that. And I think then that person will probably be like, oh, well, that sucked. I just got blocked. But okay, right? Because now if the person is very vindictive, now they're going to really come in and pester you if they have that type of personality. Hey, Chris. Chris is here, everybody. Yeah.
Chris.
Why
Travis,
did
even though I just
person?
responded to you, but thank you for your service,
Thanks,
Travis.
Chris. No, I'm not a judge, but I'm trying to keep peace. And let me tell you, man, I'm going to call it like it is. There's certain things that upset me, and I'll call it out. I had I don't even know if Vince is here, but
That happened the other night. What, last night or night before? You were still cool about it.
yeah, I called Vince out and I'm like, you better knock this off. I mean, same thing with Eric. We had this whole discussion about this food contest or food competition, whatever thing that we were talking about, and I'm like, you better knock it off, right? But I mean, we're here as friends again today. Eric and I are not always going to be on the same page, and we're not always going to see things eye to eye, right? We're not always going to see, like Ryan. I'm not always going to see things eye to eye with him. We're going to have disagreements. We're going to have little, you argue with your brothers and sisters. You're going to have those. And this is normal. But here's the thing. You have to talk through it. Because if you just block the person, you have learned nothing. That person has learned nothing. Right? When I had the discussion about this food competition with Eric the other day, if I just blocked him or if he just blocked me, either way, then there's no dialogue, and then it's just the end of that. That's the worst case scenario, is then all communication has been severed, and there is no more future. Versus, you know what? I don't like what you did. And he goes, well, you da da da. And I'm like, no, you da da da. And he's like, no, you da da da. And I'm like, no, hell no, you da 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 da. Right? So, but eventually, everything's fine. We come to an understanding, and then we're here now, and we're here as friends again because we hashed it out. Oh, thank God. I was having Judge Judy flashing in my head. Okay. Well, then lesson learned. Next time, just be honest and tell the other person exactly what you're feeling. If you're able to do that, Eric, then just leave it at that. It's always better to just walk away from an uncomfortable situation than escalate it. Yes. And that's, part of him is, yes, he is autistic, but he's of high functioning he has high functioning autism. But that's why these talks are helpful, right? I mean, this is my opinion, because I go through this with my nephew, because my nephew is very much like Eric, and you have to talk it through for them to kind of make the connection, and they may not understand it at the very moment, but when they're laying in bed with their own thoughts, they think about what everybody has said, and then they formulate their own thoughts of what they think is right and what they think is wrong. And sometimes the thoughts may be the same as it began initially, but sometimes it's not. And then they're able to, cognitively, they're able to figure a lot more things out. And that's the best case scenario, is then they can learn from that and then apply it to the next time the same situation arises. Eric's like, oh man, this is too technical. You're giving me a headache.
You okay, dude?
And you're making me sleepy on top of that.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I'm trying not to yawn myself.
You okay, Eric?
I'm getting a headache from. No, not a headache. I'm getting a migraine from this. It's
Okay.
more than a headache.
Okay, so first of all, drink some water so you're not dehydrated. Okay, because that'll help. So load up on your water, and just remind yourself that, if social media is a lot and that there's a lot going on and it's a little frustrating, it's a little stressing you out, just take a day off, at least take a day off. At least maybe just be in the chat, and not actually be, not actually broadcast. And then when you do go in chat, just stay for a little bit. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss, information, I'm going to miss the good stuff or whatever. Oh, and then he just dropped. I think his internet's been giving him issues, Ryan.
He's been having a lot of that recently. Hopefully.
Let's just try to get to the second floor. Yeah, he'll probably be back. His internet's been really, really wonky for about a week now.
Yeah.
Escalating. Do you mind being the mediator all the time? Well, it doesn't bother me. Bruce, surely I have definitely had my issues with a lot of people. I am a lot more vocal about it. And not only am I vocal, but I'll be like, yeah, that Bruce? That's right. At Bruce Goldman. Goodman. Goodman. That guy, he pissed me off, and this is what he did. He did this, and here's the proof. And he said this, and here's the proof. And I'm telling you, okay. I go through this just like everybody else. Like Ryan, I'm sure he has had his share, just like Eric right now is having his share. Emily has had her share. We have had all our shares, right? And it doesn't bother me. I'm very if I'm mad, I'll let you know I'm mad. Out of nowhere, Emily just dropped taking escalator. Haha, slinks away. So Bruce, do you have any advice? Would you like to help come in and mediate with us? I kind of have a feeling that Bruce Goodman might have a few words of wisdom for us if you would grace us. If you like, I'll click you in, and then you can be up here yapping with us. Eric Levitt is so nice about going on People Broadcast and introducing the new people. It'll be all clear in the morning. Just take 2 Hello Kitty cookies. Maybe you laughs at my jokes when she's angry. Plot twist. Yes. Yes. Bless y'all for everything is good. Yeah, everything is, I think everything's good. Eric is just frustrated. And we all get like that, Eric. It's not just you. I get frustrated sometimes, just like you too. And I get a headache, and I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah, I get like that. Ryan gets like that. We've all been there. So
Right.
you're not alone. We've all been through what you're going through right now.
Right. And just to add that nobody's saying that you're doing anything wrong, Eric. So I just want you to understand that. Okay. And if you, just like you can, anybody in the chat, if you know them or Emily or anybody, I'm all ears. Might not be able to solve it, but I'm all ears. Even my coworkers are like that. They'll have the same issue that I was talking with you tonight. Maybe not on that level, but I've had other department managers come to me and say, Ryan.
No, Emily, no.
Because they know that I'll listen to them. Might interrupt them 100 million times, but I'll freaking listen.
Charles, you see what you started with Emily now?
Uh-oh.
yeah, I did. I didn't deny it. It was like that. Charles. So are you okay, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't see you drink water.
Nobody's mad at each other.
Up, okay? Make sure you load up.
I'm out of water. I need
water. I know. It's not going to help your head. Go get water so you can, go get some water. We'll wait for you.
Yeah, it's Uncle Dude.
Pickens.
Dun, 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 dun.
So we'll just mute his mic really quick. Everything's all right, you guys. He just needs help trying to help process some stuff, and we all do. Not because not solely because he's autistic, but, just kind of like Ryan coming in here tonight. He just needed a little bit of, a third person perspective to process some things. And I go through the same thing.
Yeah.
And so, we're all just here
It's
trying
like that one comment I commented, I think I replied to somebody or whatever, and it's like, I can't thank you for enough for doing this. I mean, that's who you are, but, I'm going to ask for anything better tonight, Not necessarily that I asked for it at all, really, but hey, that's what I get for being honest.
It's all good.
It's all about perspective. That's what I call it. And
Hell yeah.
It started out from being, okay, well, I can't spell it the way it's supposed to be spelled. So, it just kind of developed it to my own. But, people used to wonder about that on Periscope. Whatever.
Yes. Like soup, the pot needs to be stirred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but don't stir the pot too much. Are you sure I haven't got to ask anybody if they have any Hello Kitty stuff? Do you have any Hello Kitty stuff?
Come out wherever you are if you don't have it.
Social skills, people skills, not
Tell her now.
Oh, Lonnie, well said. Did you see what Lonnie said? That is very well said. I have all the Hello Kitty stuff. I have a lot of Hello Kitty stuff too. I mean, not as much as I would like, but
sometimes it's hard to understand that. That's exactly right, Lonnie.
Next week or so before I can come on camera, then I promise you I will come up and introduce. Okay, that's fine. No worries, Bruce. No worries. Yeah, we all get through these patches, you guys. I go through mine. We all go through it, and the best is we need to just get it out. Okay, don't keep it bottled in because it affects your health. It affects your
Charles already guilty as charged.
When you keep all this inside, it affects your whole entire well-being. It's not healthy. So is this the food happening this week? I don't know. Charles, we should talk about it. Let's talk about it. Hey, Susan. Okay, Charles, can you call in or no? Because, Charles, I need to talk to you. We need to bounce some ideas off of each other. But it's going to be difficult if you're like, no food thing going on. Charles, it'll only be a thing if Charles calls in and then we're brainstorming about it, because this was actually Charles's idea that kind of we were talking about. We're going to say that this is a collaborative thing that started on this channel. We'll just say that. Oh, there's Eric. And then what the heck happened to Ryan? So we are like totally playing tag. We're totally playing tag. Now that Eric is back, Ryan is gone. These two boys are playing tag. That's why I brought it up. Well, Charles, we will only talk about it in detail when you are able to call in. So if you do not call in, this thing will just never materialize.
I have water.
I had a router issue just a second ago. Sorry about that, guys.
Make sure you drink up, Eric. Drink up. I'm going to drink up.
See? Water's good for you. I'm drinking Dasani right now. Dasani's good water.
Water's so good for you, you guys.
What's up, Susan? How you doing?
Okay, so is everybody good now?
I'm cool.
You're cool.
Y'all cool?
Emily cool?
Susan, you good?
Yeah.
Charles, Bruce, Debbie.
All right. Eric's cool.
Lonnie.
I'm happy. Oh, good. That's definitely a good start. Susan, that's a good start. I have coffee and a bagel. So what? It's like what? 12. It's all 12. It's 3:30. Deb, it's bedtime. What do you mean you got coffee and a bagel? Deb is sitting there having a midnight snack. She's like, oh. Oh.
You should finish my cereal. No, I'm just kidding.
She's probably like, oh, No, I know. I tell you what she's thinking, Ryan. She's like, "Oh, the Uke show is on. God, this is gonna be a 4-hour broadcast. I better go get my coffee and bagel." I'm just. She's probably just like putting her butt impression on her chair. She's like, "All right, that's it. I'm gonna settle in for the night. Let me get comfortable."
Uh-oh.
Hey, Susan,
Night,
hey,
night.
Susan, it was actually, not yesterday, but the day before when I was on your live. Not yesterday, but the day before I was on your live.
What did he say? The Canadians one. It might have
So now we're blaming it on the Canadians now. I see how that is.
I said that she was a good friend. I said that she was a good friend, and that her nature, all her nature live streams are beautiful.
That was a very nice thing to say, Eric. Good night to you too, Bruce. You need your coffee to keep you up. Hey, Bernie. Hello, hello. How's Vanita? I think Vanita, I almost said scoped. Who cares? Why can't we say scope? Huh? Why can't we say
It's
scope?
easier, right?
I mean, scope is so much easier to type than broadcast.
Yeah, we need to invent a new word.
Charles is in Canada. Yes. Yes. Charles is in Canada. Night, Bruce.
We still are, with the exception of me, right?
What's that?
You guys are connected on Periscope. I'm not. Not that I have any issues with it. Just
I'm
I decided not to. And it gave me hell trying to do it anyway. So I'm like, yeah, why bother? But
NHL.
You know, you still are scoping.
I always say scope too. How about
Right?
sometimes I'll say live because I don't want to type broadcast, so I just put live. But I don't like the word live because it could be read as live.
What about broadcast instead of live? Broadcast. That's what it is.
But Eric,
it's such a long, complex word.
It's a very long word to type.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said so. Scope. Vanita is good. She was on my broadcast earlier. Oh, nice. Nice. I was on Cammie's broadcast, but then I had to sew. And then I was on another broadcast.
Oh, hey, I have something to tell you. Bannerman's live stream wasn't very good yesterday. The internet was acting up.
Oh yeah, well we all know that his internet gets wonky where he lives.
Yeah, and the funny thing is his sound was gone. There was no sound on his end.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's all right. I'm sure I'm sure he'll find a fix for it. Live stream, yeah. Live cast, live stream. But those are Lonnie, those are
live stream is actually a trademarked word.
That's a long word. Yeah, stream. I've used live, I've used stream. But it's so much easier to say scope. It's less letters. I mean, this is how lazy we've gotten.
Well, let's put this in perspective here. Let's put this in perspective. Periscope is where we say scope. Here we say live stream, or broadcast because we're on HAPS.
Well,
when we say scope, it's not scope anymore.
Okay, Charles. Let's go get Charles. Charles.
I wish Michael was here. Michael with his Bruce Willis voice or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have a proposal.
I wish he was here and we all had him here.
I have a proposal. You know how we take periscope, like it's periscope, but we just cut out peri, and it just became scope, right? Why can't we do that with HAPS?
Or we can call it HAP. Oh, no.
Right? Instead of saying the whole entire word HAPS.
We can no, that one. Let me think of something here. Let me think of
just be PS. So I was PSing today at 3:00. Wait, that's just a sound.
Oh, TMI.
I was PSing today on Haps at 3:00. Okay, never mind. Bad idea. We tried. I have a friend who has not had enough food to make it through the week. Can I share her business page in the chat? Well, I don't know what that would do, Susan, and I would suggest you actually maybe talk about that on your channel. Do you realize I'll get to
Right.
see the Hello Kitty stuff? Cass, maybe someone will buy from her. What we going to say? Apps or just s. So I was live streaming on s.
No, if we say it's not the same.
I know.
Not the same.
I know. I was just kidding. All right, here is Charles for you guys.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Charles. Can you do a mic check, Charles? Oh, no audio, Charles.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my internet, but I'm having all kinds of technical glitches on my side
You can
too.
call it the uke. Yeah, it could be his headphones.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Emily. If we say you on every single live stream, a bannerman, a bannerman, want to come on my youth stream tonight? On my youth tonight? They'll be like, what? I'm like, it'll be like, you mean are we going on youth live tonight? I'm like, no, I want you to come on my youth. I'm like, no.
Charles, we don't get audio. We can't hear you.
Yeah, no sound. I don't hear him. He has no sound.
Yeah, I think it could be his earphones.
He's wearing headphones. I'm seeing.
Yeah,
I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I bet you maybe you could unplug your headphones and see if the audio can come out of your device. Try that again. Oh.
Can
Yep.
you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Ah,
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
not
Can you hear me
getting
now?
any reaction from my neighbors. I'll either continue or won't.
What do you mean for your reaction from your
see.
neighbors?
Well, if they hammer on the wall that I'm being because of the loudness, because I have to turn you guys up.
Oh, maybe we need to just do ASMR and just talk like
in
that.
low.
That's what I was thinking.
Hey, you know how BJ sounds, right? You know he has a very soft voice.
Shh.
Yeah, Eric, you're a little loud.
You don't, Eric. Eric, lower your voice.
Yes. Eric can do the ASMR.
Oh, really?
Eric, you know what it is? Eric's mic,
Oh,
man.
that's-
He's got
that's
this.
okay.
Eric has this super loud mic, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn his mic just down a little bit. Show us the. Okay, so
That's a good idea.
go on, Charles. Emily needs to see all of your Hello Kitty merchandise.
I was kidding about that. That's why I said I haves. And then
Well,
I said,
whatever.
haha.
Show your kitty. We're demanding you show your kitty.
I don't have it.
Listen, Emily
Wow.
wants to see Kitty. Okay, so show him. Show Kitty.
No kitty.
He doesn't have any.
Meow.
Emily, he doesn't have any. Okay,
What
so
I have seen,
so Charles, what's going on? Wait, first of all, you're in Montreal. He's far away, you guys. Montreal, Quebec, and this is your.
Well, not that. Well, depends where one lives.
So, tell us a little bit about you, Charles, because I don't think a lot of people know who you are. So, give us a little proper introduction.
Well, Charles Petrie. It's my real name, so I can't change it. I write, I draw, I tell some jokes that once in a while make people laugh, or they do polite laugh out. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I can say I got laughter. I don't know. Hoping to make some eventual use of my limited talents. See what happens.
What's your trade?
My best talent being poetry.
Poetry. Have you published any poetry books?
Well, professionally, I'm a cashier.
Okay, you're cashier. So you do poetry as a side on the side?
I created. I put together seven. Yeah, we work. Yeah, well, I made a book of 71 poems that I put in a duotang, and I sold a few copies years ago. And I made an unillustrated poetry comic because I wasn't drawing at the time. I did the covers, but the idea was that it would have been poetry on one side and 3-4 panels on the other side. But I did that for 24 or 25 issues.
Nice. So what brought you to HAPS?
And the last 2 years, I wrote 1 million words. Actually, I was watching Olivia Tai, and she's on HAPS, and I just joined up. So the last 2 years, not everyone's going to think it's something, but I wrote 1 million words each the last 2 years. So if you do the math, that's a feat that's hard to come by. And
I just got kicked out of my own broadcast, by the way.
Oh boy.
So you wrote 1 million words each year?
Legit proud of that.
Oh. I'm not getting any audio for Charles. Is it just me? Ryan, can you hear? Can you talk? Oh, I can't hear Ryan either. Okay, I'm gonna go reset my stuff.
Yeah, you just got like
Let me just reset this
way
really quick.
loud.
And then reset the
blowing
program
the
layout.
speakers off the stage loud.
I gotta go to my mic.
Like blowing my amps off my ears.
I'm gonna refresh. Okay, I just refreshed. And that did nothing. Okay, apparently this is not working. Okay, get rid of that. I'm gonna go to my settings, reset the program layout again. That did not work. Oh, and then all my comments are gone. Well, I guess this means it's closing time. What's going on? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Give me like a minute. Okay, I'm gonna restart the whole entire graphics server, so everybody's gonna go down. So give it a minute here.
Okay.
This feature is for emergency use only and will restart the broadcast in all locations. Only use it if the broadcast is not working or if the program window is not connecting. Well, apparently it's not liking it at all. So let me do this. Let me.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey guys, can
Hey,
anybody
Ryan.
hear me?
Yeah,
Mic check 1 2.
yeah, I hear
Okay,
you.
you guys on?
Here's you.
Oh,
Okay.
hi.
So visually,
I got booted out of my own broadcast.
okay. Yeah, just minor audio
What did
graphic
I miss?
difficulties.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see that Candy came in.
So what that did before that booted you out, it sit there and it somehow it muted the three of us, and then
Yes.
it took your audio uke, and it literally blew the speakers off the stage. You went from like your regular sound level to like concert level, like
Whoa.
boom, boom. Yeah,
Whoa.
I was ready to take my IEMs out, but I was
Oh,
working with
whoa.
him. Like, yeah, that's probably only like a minor difficulty, and then you had to reset your whole graphics card there for a second.
Yeah, I did. And that didn't even
Wow.
work. It got hung up. That even
Call
resetting
Emily and
like,
fly her out.
even the emergency didn't help, and so I had to I actually just left the whole entire browser and rebooted it. Too quiet. I wonder if you know the comments button. I did. I saw the comments button. Feel free to block me. I'm not a fan of prude people anyways. You're all right. Minor difficulties, give it a minute or two. Emergency. Good here. Well, that was cool. The sound was fine. Do you know about the comment on and off button, Yuke? The comment on and off in the settings? Are you talking about in the
versus
settings?
the comments? That's what I did when you were. That's what I'm trying to type to Emily right now. I'll just say audio, but
Charles
that's
has
what I did. I
really
had
bad connection.
settings, not realizing I actually hit settings, and when you made the joke that I was going to my OnlyFans page,
Oh.
I didn't even know that it was there.
Yeah,
I
settings.
just discovered that like a half hour ago when you were
Oh my
joking about
goodness.
that. I'm sitting there all like crap,
How was
like what
the
the
sound?
hell did I just do? Like,
That was a question, Ella. How was the sound on my end? Charles, the sound on your end was low, and your camera kept freezing. So I am thinking that you have a weak Wi-Fi signal.
yeah, something on your end.
Your browser history and cache. Yeah, I don't have. I think it's HAPS. I have not had any.
It's not cache.
I never have internet issues until I'm on HAPS.
You don't
Okay.
have to worry about
I've been
cache on
working all day. I've been uploading, downloading files all day. No issues. But the minute I'm on HAPS is like, no. I don't want to. Don't make me. I forgot who hit a button and the comments turned off, and then they hit it again. The comments came back. Yeah, I don't know where that button is, but the comments just were completely gone. But then I also got booted out of my whole entire broadcast, so it didn't help. And then for whatever reason, Charles is still trying to come on. So I don't know what's going on with Charles. Oh yeah, it was the guy with the bagpipes. Oh yes, I remember him. I don't know what happened to it, but Charles is gone. His internet connection is kind of crappy.
Are we talking about
broadcast?
Don Scopey? Scopey?
Yeah, Don Scobie. John. Is it Don or is it John? I thought it was
It's Don.
Don.
His
D-O-N.
bagpiper
Yeah,
is
Don.
Don. D-O-N.
Yeah, Don
We'll talk about
Scobie.
it, so.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he has the
Bagpiper Don.
bagpipes. He has
Cool
the bag.
guy. He was
He's
on
cool.
a little bit ago.
He's friends with Christina Martin Carhunger.
Oh,
if you know who they are, you. They're in Canada.
I've known Christina. I've known them for a very, very long time.
Yeah, the cool people.
Yeah. Well, I think Charles is pretty much done. His microphone was a little bit on the low end, low volume, and then his broadcast was really, really glitchy. So I think he needs to maybe see if he can find a sweet spot in his place. Eric, you look like you're ready for bed there. You keep, you're just like,
No. You know how I am. I'm a night owl. I stay up until like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Well, I know you say that. But you're like, oh.
Yeah, because it's not you or anything. It's like I'm relaxing. That's the thing. I'm relaxing. All right, Vince, you get some sleep, Vince. Vince is heading to sleep early, guys.
Well, speaking of, it's almost 1 o'clock.
Earlier today.
It's almost 1 o'clock, so I think I'm going to call it a night as well. And then if we're lucky, we'll get to. So it sucked.
What sucked?
Yeah, your internet was really bad. It was very glitchy and it froze many times. So when you were talking, we didn't get all of the sentence. It kind of got a little glitchy. Eric is never sleepy. No, he does eventually. Yes, but
I stay up. I stay up until like 3 or 4 in the morning. Like, let me say this before we head off. Yesterday morning. So this was yesterday. This was Sunday. So it's Monday morning. I went to sleep at 3:30. I think 3:30 in the morning. That's when I went to sleep. It was like 3:30 in the morning. So it was almost 4, but 30 minutes to 4. But that's mostly how long I stay up for.
Well, I need to get some sleep. I worked all day today. Today was extremely busy. And then that girl right there, I had to take her in because I was in the middle of sewing. My foot pedal broke and I couldn't sew, which it kind of sucked because you're right in the middle of sewing and now you have to stop. So I had to go and take it to get service. Lucky for me, the gentleman he's a professional and he's very, very good at what he does. And I kind of have a direct contact with him. So I said, hey, I kind of got an emergency. I need to get these things out. Can you help me out and see if what you can do with my foot pedal? And he's so nice. I went over there and he says, oh, you broke the spring. It's okay, Charles. It's okay. And I got to go to work. Yeah. And so then he goes, I just want to let you know I've been fixing sewing machines for 30 years. And this is the first time anybody has ever broke the springs on a foot pedal. And I just looked at it and I went, what are you saying? Huh? And he goes, I'm just telling you, I have never had anybody break the spring in a foot pedal. How are you stepping on your foot pedal? To which I went, well, I'm sitting over there and normal people, they just go, like when you drive a car and you just go, oh, you get some gas. Not me. I'm like, gas, go! Gas, go! and apparently apparently when I was stepping on a foot paddle, usually you just step it like this. Me, I'm just like, because I sew so fast, right? And I'm sewing tons of things all at the same, and I'm like, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop. And apparently the foot pedal said, I'm done with this abuse.
Enough with you.
I'm done being stepped on. So the little spring decided to break off, and the person was so nice. Was driving the repairman. He's so nice. He goes, "Oh, I'll just give you this new one." And I looked at it and I went, "Oh!" I'm like, "Oh, it's $95. No, 97. It's $97 for a new foot pedal, right?" And he was just gonna give it to me for free. I killed it. I did. He's gonna give it to me for free, and I'm like, no, I'll pay for it. He goes, no. You helped me with so much graphic design for my business, and you never charged me for it. And he says, please just take it. And so I'm like, yeah, that's right, pedal to the metal. And so then what happened was, hold on, Eric, hold on. So then he goes, well, let me open up the foot pedal and let's take a look at the spring. So he opens it up and then he goes, I think I have something that I can replace it with. He goes, I don't know if it's gonna work, but let's try it. So I'm like, okay. So he makes his own spring. Who the hell does that? He takes his long piece of wire, he has his little machine, and he turns it on and the thing just goes and it winds this thing perfectly. Right? And he cuts it. He got these little wire cutters. He cuts it. He puts it in. He jimmy rigs it. He puts some, I don't know. He solders it in place, and then he puts the screws back on. And he goes, let's try it. He plugs it in, steps on it, and it works. I don't have some on my phone, so I'll try it another time. Okay, sounds good, Charles. Eric, yes. And so Yuko was a bit of yeah. So then he didn't charge me for it, but I told him I didn't want to take the new ones because he sells those, right? He sells them for like $97. So if he's able to just fix a little spring, I'd rather have him do that than to take something that he had to pay money for that, and then of course he marked it up however many percentage he did. But very, very nice man. So anyways, Eric, what were you gonna say?
So this is what I was saying. It's I can see you in a car going 80 miles an hour on the freeway, and then you have to
no way.
Slam on your brakes and when there's bumper to bumper.
No way. I only drive 65. Everybody knows that. That's the speed limit. Don't try to Don't try to make me incriminate myself, Eric. I only go 65. Everybody knows that.
Hey, fun fact. You guys know how or what to do if you did lose your brakes on a highway?
If you lose your brakes?
I mean, it depends on the situation. There's different reactions depending on the live action.
Slowly pull your
what's in front of you, behind you, beside you. But first of all, you stay calm. Stay calm and don't panic. Don't keep pushing on a brake because it just makes it worse. Or it may not do anything at all. And then a median's probably, depending on, like if you're in the left lane, a median's a good idea unless it's like a real steep ditch, then you might just lose control. But you purposely just let the car decelerate, and it's going to do that slowly. It's not going to do that the instant that you want it. And the idea is to slowly get the hell out of the way of the other cars. The other cars are not going to get out of your way. Your job is to get out of the way of them.
Right.
Because they're not going to know that's what's happening to you. Put your flashes on. If you're in the right lane, get in the right, or the whatever, like on the side shoulder or whatever. And that will add tire friction, and you'll slowly come to a stop. Hopefully you won't hit nothing.
Right. Well,
I've been trained on that, but like I said, it can vary drastically, and you have to react the second that it happens.
Scary, very scary. Scary first you step awake.
And it won't scare you as much. It's scary easy.
Right.
That's never happened to me in real life, but I've been trained on that.
Nice. Hello,
See if I
Gates.
can get you out of an ambush.
Need to get some. You know what, Charles? You better just go get some. Okay, you better just go get some, or else Emily will not let you go. Okay, you better at least go get some, so at least you can show it to her the next time you cam up. How many times has Ryan lost his brakes on the highway? He says never, but he's been trained.
I've been trained
on.
to do that.
My favorite emoji is
Okay.
horror. Are you very good? Well, on that note, since
What's up,
Randy's
Randy?
coming in, it's time to go. Guys, Randy's here. It's time to go. Okay, good night, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Randy, we were on our way out already. We were on our way out already. You know, so
Yeah.
I'll say this right now. I'll say this right now before we leave. Randy is the CEO of the He-Man Hooter Hater, and it will stay that way.
Okay, perfect. He's the president. That's right. He's the CEO. Perfect. Okay, you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for coming in. Eric, I hope you feel better. And then also, Ryan, I hope you feel better too. Tomorrow is a new day. Take a deep breath. Focus. And the things
It'll
that
make great story time once it's all over.
absolutely. There you go. Chin up.
Emily's looking
Things
at
will be
110,000%.
All right.
Emily's looking at Charles like I'm looking.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna head to bed. I am dead tired. I am beat. I've had a long day at work. So you guys have fun. Have fun tonight. Stay safe. But what about Randy? Randy, don't worry about Randy. Randy's a big boy. He can take care of himself.
Randy will be live later.
Yeah.
Randy will be live later, or
just a little dance. No. Night. Much love back at you. Okay, you guys.
Good night, Eric. Good
Have a
night, you.
wonderful
Good night,
night.
Emily, Charles, Debbie.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
That's right, Lonnie. Start the new day fresh. Okay, bye.